What's going on, everybody? It is your boy Dylan Mathews back at it again with another hometown take. Today I'm talking about the Atlanta Hawks because here we go again. We never really stopped, honestly. I'll tell you what I'm talking about here in just a second, but before we do that, make sure you like this video, comment your thoughts, subscribe to the channel. Check out the link down below. To buy me a coffee to help fuel this channel, help fuel the Atlanta Hawks to some more wins. Hopefully a win tonight against OKC. I will be reacting to that game, so stay tuned for that. And to make sure you don't miss that video or any live stream I put out, make sure you turn your notification bells on as well so you get my content as soon as it drops, you dig? All right, now that we got the business out the way, let's go ahead and talk about today's video. Chris B. Haynes has put out a report via Bleacher Report that apparently the New Orleans Pelicans have called up Landry Fields in the Atlanta Hawks front office about, yes, you guessed it, John Collins. So I will go ahead and just read you the excerpt of, I guess I said that word right, the excerpt, whatever, you know what I'm talking about. The part that was talking about John Collins, the Atlanta Hawks. So the John Collins calls are still coming in, apparently. According to Chris B. Haynes, the New Orleans Pelicans reached out to the Atlanta Hawks regarding forward John Collins, but talks were merely preliminary, according to league sources. Atlanta is fielding offers for Collins, but is comfortable keeping him on the roster past the trade deadline if the right move does not materialize. Okay. We're making progress. We're at the point that apparently John Collins was going to be traded, no question about it, according to the blue checkmark media out there. Now we're at the point where they're finally starting to realize, okay, they may not trade him, and the Hawks, are open to trade him, which I believe they are, but they are not pressed to trade him. And I think that's where we really are at right now. If the right offer comes along, they will do it, but if the offer does not make sense, they won't do it. And with the New Orleans Pelicans, I don't see an offer. I don't see what the Pelicans could offer that would make sense. I did go ahead and do a trade machine via ESPN. You can see it on your screen above now. It works out if they trade Jonas Valanciunas and Devontae Graham for John Collins, but I don't think the Pelicans would want to do that. The Pelicans aren't going to try and get rid of too much for John Collins because the New Orleans Pelicans are in a race right now. They are in 4th place in the Western Conference, only 2 games behind the Sacramento Kings. So I just don't see where or who the Pelicans would want to give up in exchange for John Collins. They have a solid roster right now. And again, I don't see too many pieces they can give up that the Atlanta Hawks would want. Like, we would want Trey Murphy, I believe his name is. We would take a Jonas Valanciunas, but we already have Clint Capella, so I don't see how that would really work out too much. Like, I just don't see who the Pelicans have that they would, 1, be willing to give up, and that 2, the Atlanta Hawks would want. So I just don't get it. Like, again, Jonas Valanciunas, I can see maybe Devontae Graham if you can throw Aaron Holiday in it and just swipe out Devontae Graham for Aaron Holiday. That would be good, I guess. I don't really care for Willie Hernan-Gomez. We have Frank Kaminsky. Herb Jones would be cool, but are they willing to come off of Herb Jones? Again, Trey Murphy III, I would like him. On the ESPN trade machine, it said they couldn't trade Larry Nance, or it wouldn't let me put in Larry Nance Jr. in the trade for whatever reason. I don't know if he has a no trade clause or what's up with that. So, I mean, Larry Nance would be good, but I don't know if he can be traded. Obviously, they're not trading Zion. So, I just don't know. The Pelicans just aren't a good mix. They don't have anything I really see them trying to move on from. And the people that they would probably move on from, the Atlanta Hawks probably wouldn't want or need. So it just doesn't make sense to me. I don't think it's a mix. And again, it was a preliminary call. They were in preliminary talks, meaning they were just like, hey, what would it take for us to get John Collins? What would you want for John Collins? They're just feeling everything out. So I don't think there's too much there. I don't think there's too much substance. I wouldn't expect or predict a deal getting done where John Collins ends up being traded to the Pelicans. I don't think it's the right mix or fit. So there you have it. But just a little Atlanta Hawks news and a little Atlanta Hawks trade rumor news for you there. And again, the John Collins trade rumors are still going, still buzzing. But again, at this point, I don't know if I expect him to be moved. I wouldn't be surprised, but I can't necessarily say I'm holding my breath on it. Neither should you. I don't think it's something we should expect. If it happens, then okay, it happens, but I don't think it's something that is definitely going to happen. And if I had to guess, I would probably guess John Collins is still on this roster after the trade deadline, just because I don't think there's going to be a good enough offer for the Hawks to get rid of John Collins. I think the Hawks, even though the rumors are they have lowered their price for John Collins, I still think their price is still fairly high, and I don't think a team is going to give up what the Hawks would want in return for John Collins, because again, you have to think only really contenders are going to want to trade for John Collins. Only teams that are trying to get better are going to want to trade for John Collins, and those teams that are trying to get better, they already have some pieces in play, and those pieces that they have in play, they would have to give up to get John Collins. They're not going to be trying to give up because they're still trying to contend, obviously. The New Orleans Pelicans are a perfect example. They don't want to come off for Trey Murphy. They don't want to come off for Herb Jones. Those are good, young, talented pieces for them. They don't want to come off for Jonas Valanciunas, obviously, and we don't want Willie Hernan Gomez. Like, what? So I just don't think there's going to be the right offer that works for both teams. So I don't see a deal happening, in my opinion, but I have been wrong and could be wrong. So we'll see what happens. But let me know what you all think. Do you think John Collins gets traded at this trade deadline? Do you think it's finally going to happen, or do you think John Collins stays put? I think he stays put. I think with the addition of DeJounte Murray, I think DeJounte Murray has done a great job of feeding the ball to John Collins more, and his numbers have been a little bit better because of that. And I think Trae Young, honestly, has done a little bit better of a job, at least lately, distributing the ball a little bit more and getting the ball in John Collins to that respect. So we'll see what happens. But I don't think John Collins is going anywhere, but this has been a new report that has surfaced via Chris B. Haynes. So again, let me know what you think about this latest John Collins trade rumor. Let me know what you think about it in the comments down below. Make sure you like this video, comment your thoughts, subscribe to the channel. Check out the link down below. To buy me a coffee to help fuel this channel, help fuel the Atlanta Hawks to some more wins. Hopefully a win against OKC tonight, because we need it on a little 2-game skid, and we need to get back to the winning ways. Hopefully start another winning streak. So buy me a coffee to help do that if you can. Again, turn on your notification bells as well. Until I talk to you guys next time, stay true to Atlanta, believe in Atlanta, go Hawks, peace.